A giant stepped forward, and everyone froze. Not because he was loud, because he was huge. His name was Goliath, and for 40 days he came out and shouted, "Send me your best fighter!" But no one moved, not even the soldiers, not even King Saul, because Goliath wasn't just big, he was terrifying. And then a kid showed up with lunch. His name was David. David wasn't a soldier, he was a shepherd. He took care of sheep, and he came to the battlefield for one reason, to bring food to his older brothers. David walked in and heard Goliath shouting. He saw the fear on everyone's faces. David blinked and said, "Why is everyone scared? Who is this man who talks against the living God?" His brothers got mad. "David, go home!" But David couldn't ignore it, not when God's name was being mocked. So David did something bold. He volunteered to fight the giant. David went to King Saul. Saul looked at David and said, "You can't fight him. You're just a boy, and Goliath has been a warrior his whole life." David nodded. Then he said, "I've fought lions. I've fought bears. When they tried to take my sheep, I rescued them. And the same God who helped me then will help me now." Saul stared at David. Then he said, "Go, and may the Lord be with you." Next, Saul tried to put armor on David, and it was a disaster. They put the helmet on. It slipped down over David's eyes. They strapped on the heavy armor. David took one step and nearly fell over. David shook his head. "I can't fight like this." He took it all off. David didn't need armor. He needed faith. So David walked down to a stream. He knelt by the water and picked up 5 smooth stones. Not because he doubted, but because he was prepared. Then David grabbed his sling and headed toward the giant. Goliath saw David and started laughing. He looked David up and down. "A boy?" Goliath shouted. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" Goliath roared and took a step forward, and the whole army held its breath. But David didn't run. David lifted his voice and said, "You come at me with a sword and a spear, but I come at you in the name of the Lord." David pointed at the giant. "Today, God will give me the victory, so everyone will know the Lord is real." Goliath stopped laughing, and then he charged. This is the moment everyone remembers, but watch how fast it happens. David didn't panic. He ran forward too. He reached into his bag. He pulled out one stone. He placed it in the sling. He began to swing it, round and round. The air whooshed. Everyone watched. David's eyes locked on the giant. And then he released. The stone flew like a lightning bolt. It struck Goliath in the forehead. Goliath's eyes widened. His knees buckled, and the giant fell. Boom! The ground shook. Silence. Then David ran forward. The enemy army froze. Israel's army erupted in shock and joy, because the giant was down. And the biggest lesson isn't David was strong. It's this: David trusted God when everyone else was terrified. David didn't win because he was the biggest. He won because he knew God is bigger. So when fear shows up, remember David. Take a breath, do the brave thing, and trust God to help you. Subscribe for more Brick Bible stories.